got the kids working on poetry. So I'm really, really, we always hear so many different stories about young people just not being those kids that we used to be, or we hear so many negative stories about students, but it's not enough of us who come out and say, I have good kids. I have students that have a hunger for knowledge. They might be a little lazy, but that's because someone hasn't come along to tell them this is the connection between your education to where you want to be. But I don't really have negative experiences with my students. They get on my nerves, and I know I'm one of their favorites, so they're like clingy. But overall, our students are pretty dope. I love them.
Yeah.
I do.
Um, for the most part, I felt like that. It's just the entitlement is what did it for me. I don't owe you shit.
Exactly. Yeah,
And I can't get past that part. See, now I'm in a place to where accountability is everything. And
absolutely.
you gotta hold your own hand. I think that's where I should have been. So maybe I had outgrown home. It was time for me to move out.
Could have been. Absolutely. I
Could have been.
definitely have. Yeah, I know what that's like. I know what that's like being, I've been a youth development professional since I was 21. I'm no longer 21. So I've been in this game for a minute, and I've held just a plethora of titles throughout this whole youth development game. So I know when it was time to shift. I know
Mm,
when it was time. And even when God may have shown me it's time to shift, and I found myself, let me just dive back in there one more time, he would just move me.
nah,
So absolutely, sometimes you outgrow a situation or a particular scenario, and then he has to shift you to your next assignment.
that's fact.
Just yeah, just go with it.
That's facts. That's real. That it's a red box sitting over here in the corner, right here by my right shoulder, showing
Cool.
up on my left on this screen that says that we are live, y'all. What's good, people? Y'all know what it is. It is the new night, same time, Thursday night, 8 o'clock. It is well, eight something something another. But when have I ever started on time? So don't get funny now just because it's anniversary night. It is a two-time ATL's hottest DJ, the God DJ Agony, also known as Dr. Dope, where my motto here is simple: own the building. And you are here for the 2-year anniversary of the Dope Show.
Happy anniversary, Dope
Yes,
Show.
indeed. Literally 2 years to the day. It was March 2nd, 2021, where me and my former co-host got together and said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do something. And I was like, cool, why not? And it started off on Facebook Live. It's graduated to this other platform. I'm not sure if I'm getting paid to say their name. So this they will just call them the other better platform than Facebook Live.
That part. That
Right.
part.
And my co-host I started with is no longer here with me. Don't worry, y'all. She didn't die. She just went to go do something else. So
Okay.
she's just not on the other side of the screen. But however, I have someone else who's on the other side of the screen, and I tell y'all every week that when my friends are here, my friends are dope because I'm dope and I have dope friends. So, dope friend, tell them folks who you is and what exactly do you do and why are you here?
Well, who I is. Well, this young lady has been blessed to be named Stephanie D. Parker, but I go by the name of Miss Parker. Why not? Since the movie Friday came out, my last name has just been tortured and, just
I think
so
it's more so
manipulated.
I think it's iconic at this point.
You know what? I own it. I truly, truly do. I mean, so hey, I am Miss Parker. I am Miss Parker. I am a youth development professional, been in the game for 20 plus years. Right now, I'm a proud teacher, eighth grade ELA over there at one of the best schools in the whole wide world of Georgia. I am very excited to be here, very excited to kick it with Agony tonight. So we're just here just to, who's that? Hey, man. Oh, yeah, I see it. The hey. I can't get past it. I can't get past it, so I own it. hey there. But we're just two dope educators who have always had just the gift of gab. I think the first time I met Agony, and we just start chopping it up, whether it's about youth, whether it's about politics, or our favorite topic, something sports related. So yeah,
Yeah.
so of course I had to be here. It's the 2 year anniversary of the dope show. So hey, I appreciate you. I'm blessed to be here. Let's go. Let's talk. What's going
I
on?
appreciate it. I got my boy Saga Boss in the building. Now Saga Boss, and I have to give this introduction because I had been in and out of radio since I was about 18. Whether I was on a college radio station or there's different situations here and there.
Cool.
Saga Boss in 2016 brought me back to this game and let me know that it's like, you know what, like just because you had done it in a while, just because you're older than you were when you were 18, don't
Yeah.
mean we can't still do it.
Yeah.
And when I say me and Saga Boss went on a ride from 2016 to the very end of 2018, we brought home a couple of these. Hey, Skip, you remember this?
I love it.
Yeah,
Show it off. Show it off.
right. We brought home 3 years worth of these right here.
Okay.
ATL's hottest trophies. Like as a show, as a collective, and as individuals, we brought home hardware. And so he let me know that was like, you know what? Maybe I'm still good at this thing.
Okay.
Maybe I'll keep it going. And also, he has a show that you got to check out too on Saga Plug. The show, what is it? Tuesday nights or Wednesday nights? Let these folks know when your show is. But yeah, Saga Boss is still doing the same thing, and that's my boy. So wherever he is, I'm in the comments somewhere. Vice versa. Like we can't forget each other. He's literally moved. He don't live in Georgia no more. But it's almost like he stay down the street.
Gotcha.
Only difference is I'm not over there on Thursday nights drunk anymore and not showing up Friday with hangovers. But however,
Shh,
yeah.
we didn't hear that. We didn't hear that. We didn't hear that. We didn't hear
But
that.
here's the thing, I don't work there no more. I can talk my shit now.
Well, hey, I still do. But it's cool.
but but here's the thing, they don't know where there is. So if you want to
Absolutely.
find Mizz Parker with two Z's, go down to your local Waffle House on 138. Should be right
Oh,
there.
not Waffle House. Oh, can I at least get IHOP? I don't. I can't
You
do
know what?
Waffle. I'm
See, that's how we know you ain't from the South.
man. Listen, I've been down here 18 years. I tell people that I am very much. I can't even say I'm a Chi-Town peach. I'm just Chi-Town through and through. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't misconstrue
You
it.
are.
Atlanta's definitely my second home. But I'm a Chicago girl. You just can't take that from me. I'm sorry. But
I
hey,
and
but,
I
but hey, ATL, how you do it? A Town, hey, whatever. I guess
You're right.
I try.
Oh, there you go. The bell, yeah, the bell ain't going nowhere, man. Hey, that was how we bonded right there. I always told him it was one night we got together and watched I think we watched a boxing match. It was some UFC or something.
Okay,
And the first time we split a fifth, I said, "Oh, we brothers now. We done split a fifth together."
yeah, I
And
got you.
you know what happened after that? We went and got another one. And yeah, that another one after that another one after that another one. Yeah, it ran as he corrected me. I said 3 years. It was actually 4.
Got you. Hey,
Yeah.
I guess you in it now. You brothers, you
Oh
in it.
yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, definitely check out his show Tuesday night, 8 p.m. The Love Parlor. The Love. You gotta say it with the U in it. That's love right there.
I see it. The love. No, he goes the love parlor. That's what
Yeah,
it says.
that's a lot of love. Him,
That's a
Boss
whole
Lady
bunch of
Cat.
love.
That's a lot of love. But yeah, I mean him and Boss Lady Cat, that's love right there. LUV. That good kind. That's like 90s R&B type of love right there.
Oh, I love it. I love love. I love
Uh,
love.
oh yeah, that's that good kind right there. Also,
Gotcha.
My LF is in the building. Big shout out to my LF. Me and Butler time half anniversary. She was on the dope show last week. It took me 2 years to get her on, but she came on last week. We was judging old dunk contests or whatever, and she came through and kicked good shit with me. So appreciate you, definitely. And be honest, a lot of this, she was a lot of behind the scenes help. A lot of that. Well, maybe you should do this instead of this. Oh man, yeah. All right, fine, fuck it, I try it. And then I hear from about it a week later how it worked, and I'm like, you
That
ain't got to be telling everybody. So
Right, that
whatever.
energy.
Right, right. But appreciate you, LF, man. Much success. But yeah, so I got Mid Park in the building. I like how you termed that earlier, that you're a, what did you say, educational coordinator?
Youth development professional.
Youth development professional. God
Yes,
damn it. I'm about to start writing that on things.
I mean, hey, I mean, when that's what it is. When you have been in a plethora of roles, you don't take anything away from your journey. So instead of me saying that, oh, at one time I was a coach, at one time I was a parapro, at one time I was a teacher, at one time I was at Boys and Girls, whatever. Hey, check it. I am a youth development professional. That's
'Cause
just what I am. So
that-
whatever entity
mhm.
and whatever, whatever phase I'm in at that point, it's just what it is,
And everything you name has something to do with youth
has
development.
everything to do with youth development. Absolutely.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely. And see, the thing is, though, the people that know me know how I fell into this. How did you get involved in this? I'm curious about that.
You know what? True story. I honestly didn't want to go to college originally. I wanted to go, but I wanted to prolong it. So when I was in high school, I was in ROTC and I excelled. I excelled in ROTC.
I did
And
too.
and I was definitely, I went to, CV4L, no, C4L, which Cavaliers for Life. I was the battalion commander of my ROTC class back in 1990, when I was in high school. So from there, I wanted to do a career in the military, but I made up my mind. People always say, oh, well, you're a woman, so go here, go there. I made up my mind that although I was an Army ROTC, I wanted to go and serve this country in the United States Marine Corps. That's what I wanted to do. That was my plan. But see, when you have an alpha father who lets you know that, guess what? It don't matter when you turn 18. It don't matter how grown you think you are. You are not going to go into the United States Marine Corps. If you're going to go anywhere, you better head towards that Air Force. You better try the Army, but you're not going there. So, of course, for me, I was kind of, distraught because I had my mind made up. But see, but again, I'm not one of those young people. First of all, if anyone knew my daddy, God rest his soul, he wasn't one you played with anyway. So if he said you not going, guess what? You didn't go. So I found myself, I want to say maybe April of the year I'm getting ready to graduate high school. I have no game plan at this point. My grades are good, but I have no backup plan because I wasn't trying to go to school originally, not right out of high school. And it just so happened one of my favorite teachers who never taught me, how crazy is that? But we just had a connection. One of my favorite teachers whose class I never stepped foot in outside of, hey, how are you, giving her a hug. She was over the teachers program at our high school. And I just ran it past her. Yeah, my dad just kind of killed my dream. I'm not going to the Marine Corps. And she says, Stephanie, I've watched you since you were a freshman. You've always had peers that look to you. You've always done right by your friends. They've done right by you. You will have always formed this major family. She goes, have you ever thought about being a teacher? First thing in my mind was, man, no, because you all don't make no money. That's what I thought.
Teachers don't
Now,
make no money. That's always where it
right.
starts.
But I wasn't going to insult her that way because I absolutely adored her. But I never thought about it. So when she mentioned it to me, something inside me just clicked. So from there, I ran it past my mother, found my way at my mother's former alma mater. To me, it was good enough for my mother. Got to be good enough for me, and made my way over to Chicago State University, 9501 South King Drive in Chicago, Illinois. And the rest is history. That actually started my life as a youth development professional and been in the game over 20 plus years. Thank you, Lord.
There it go. There it goes. That's all right though. And see,
Yeah.
like I said, that story. It's funny enough because I see the parallels. Because coming out of high school, like I said, I did 3 years ROTC. I loved it. My plan was to go to the Air Force. Now
Hmm.
here's the catch. I said that, well, two reasons I waited. One, because I needed to be 18 first,
Okay.
and my birthday was until November. So I didn't go right after high school.
Okay.
And then I didn't want to end up in San Antonio, Texas in the heat of summer.
Hmm.
So I said, I'm gonna wait this out, and then January I'll make that move. Well, September of that year, they decided to fly the planes and land them in somebody's lobby in the building. I said, own the building, people, not fly through it.
Gotcha.
So at that point, I said, you know what? Maybe being an engineer is not a bad idea. I didn't want to do that either, but yeah, when they flying planes through buildings, okay, I'll figure out how computers work, I guess.
There you go.
Right. And it really wasn't until I moved out here to Newton County that I realized, like, yo, I need a job. Um, let's see, they're hiring for subs. Oh, I'll try that. And 9 years later, I'm still here.
Gotcha.
And like I said, I've worked all over the building outside of being the janitor and a lunch lady.
Okay. Yeah.
Janitor, janitor, lunch lady, and principal are the three things I haven't done yet. But I feel like I've cleaned up after enough kids. I could have been a janitor. Um, Thankfully, I've never had to feed any. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go principal next week or something. I don't know. Depends.
Might, might as well. Might as well.
I mean, it's the only other thing I haven't done. Be a principal. Sure, why not?
Right.
But like she mentioned earlier, y'all, one of the favorite things that she loves to get on me about is sports because I am the Cowboys fan, and she like that other team somewhere up there somewhere.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
October 30th.
Shot town, baby. Shot town. Ain't nothing
Yeah,
shot town.
October 30th. That happened.
Whatever.
You know what? And I couldn't find you that weekend either. I remember before I made my exodus. I like how I said that.
Right.
Before I made my exodus, I was like, yo, hey, don't get lost when that game come on. And
Absolutely.
what you did when that game come on? I couldn't find you.
But you know what? I say it like this. You know, we're in a rebuild. And of course, if anybody hasn't picked up by now, I'm truly diehard Chicago Bears fan. People can say what they want to say. We're the only team that really matters. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. I don't care how many, let's just talk about it real quick. I don't care how many rings the Cowboys may have. No one really remembers when it happened. But everybody always, no, you don't. We know you all have more than one, but we know you all haven't had nothing since the 90s. But we don't know when them rings transpire because why? It don't matter. But everybody knows about them 85 Bears. There was a 30 on 30 done about them 85 Bears. No other team has done a Super Bowl shuffle unlike them Bears. So come on now. We might not have in terms of the rings that you all have, but the legacy is untouched. We have more Hall of Famers than anyone. We're one of the oldest teams. And come on now, let's just be real. Let's be real.
I'm
You
not
have
drunk enough for this, but keep going.
let's
I'm
just
working
be
on it though.
real.
I am working on it.
Even if you don't believe me, look at mainstream media. Cut on the television right now. Think about some shows that are out now, shows that were out a few years ago, whatever. The main team you're going to see highlighted in terms of having a plethora of sports fans, and you don't believe me, go cut on your TV and find out. Ain't nothing but them Chicago Bears.
So
Guaranteed.
so
Guaranteed.
you think y'all fan base deeper than ours?
What?
I would lo-
Absolutely.
I would love to put that to the test.
Absolutely, man. What?
I would
Absolutely.
I
Come on
would
now. Come on now. I could just start naming the TV shows where
I
there was a. I could start naming right,
I would love to put that to a test. And I want to say this. I
man.
I want to see next time we play.
What's up, Cal?
What
What's up, cowgirl? Yeah, baby. I am shading y'all. But you know what? I can't throw too much. Let's be real. There's two players that I can't throw shade completely at the Cowboys because I love me some Emmitt Smith and I love me some Deion Sanders, prime time. So I can't throw too much shade. But that
yeah.
whack back, y'all can have them. I'm done. I
I
can't.
mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. You
I
throwing
can't.
out the wrong name because I'll speak for me. I'm about through with Dak my damn self. We ain't had
Wait,
a we ain't had a quarterback I liked since Quincy Carter, and they didn't want to believe in Quincy.
Got
But
you.
see, I have to run with Quincy Carter because not only is he a Georgia boy, he from Decatur. That's Southwest DeKalb in the building. Yeah, that was the rival high school. But hey, when you from Decatur, I gotta run with you. I don't care if you went to Southwest, Cedar Grove. Speaking of Cedar Grove, we got the boy Jay Scott in the building, repping them Corey's Heavenly Cakes. Yo, you in the suites? Yes or no?
Absolutely. Matter of fact, holler at me because you know it's a national holiday come Saturday. I just might need me a cake. So holler at me after this is over. Because I
Yeah, yeah.
definitely need a cake.
Hey, Scott Jones Scott. That's Miss Walker right
Definitely.
there.
National holiday on National holiday on Saturday.
Is it Saturday? Saturday? No, I'm
It's
messing with
Saturday. National holiday, baby.
I
3
hear
4.
that.
That
I
that's
hear
the that's the only date in our calendar that tells you how to persevere whenever you go against trials. You March 4th. Oh, that was dope. Oh. I laughed. I laughed.
Hey y'all,
I laughed.
Miss Parker got balls.
What?
Miss Parker
What?
got balls. March
I,
4th. And
hey,
you know what? I
you
can't even come with nothing creative about
you
my
March
birthday like
4th.
that
I
because
mean, listen.
I can't even think of a word that rhymes with November. So I don't even want to even get into
Hey,
it.
you go forth, baby. No matter what's coming, no matter what's thrown your way, you got to march forth. You got to keep going. Got to keep going, boy.
I
Yeah.
can't even, you know what? And I got a
Hey,
rebuttal for everything
hey,
except that. I can't do nothing but respect that. Like ha ha ha.
give
I
it up
got
for the brand.
Jazzy Nicole in the building. What up, Jay Bizzle? Yeah, man. She cracking on our cowboy. She said whack.
No, whack back. I said whack that. But don't get me wrong. That the boy look good in the suit. I'll give him that. I know you don't care about that agony, but the boy look good in the suit. But I'm sorry. Whack that.
Yeah, I didn't even look better in that damn uniform.
That part.
That's
That
the suit.
part.
To me, that's the suit that matters. I don't care what Giorgio Armani does for you. Nigga, that Under Armour and that
That
Wilson and that Nike is what you need to look good in, motherfucker.
that part. Got you.
Oh, and I forgot to let you know too, man, Parker. Hold up.
What's that?
See, it's not we're not confined here. You can pretty much say what you want to say because when I was at my last situation, big shouts out to Status Network, I stole this so that I could always have it.
Okay.
Bam. There we go.
There you go. Hold on. There you go.
Yep. Now that means that you say what you gonna say.
But
It
see,
just
here's the thing. Well, I try my best to kind of watch what I say, but now my mama on Facebook, so when she sees, I don't want her to say, "Oh, there go my child," and she click on it here, foul, filthy foul, because she will hit that line. So no, I don't care. Good and grown, live on my own,
you know
700 plus miles away from my mom, but I'm still scared of
that's why I put it back because I don't need your mama trucking it down here giving me no whipping.
her. What? Because
How
she coming. She
How
coming.
am I gonna explain being 240 pounds and this lady got one arm up and she tearing my ass
Cause
up like
she,
this?
cause she coming. Trust me.
Yeah,
Trust me.
nah,
Everyone
That's
loves her.
I'll go back to the logo. I'm not
Man,
up for no whooping.
man, listen, everyone loves her, but that woman there, mean right and left hook. So nope. I gotta watch my mouth. Plus, it's not ladylike.
See, I got a beard, so I should be able to cuss, but I don't want to get no whipping.
That way, hey, I got you. I got you.
Yeah, I ain't signing up for that. Not today. Tomorrow either. Jay Scott said he got you. So yeah, y'all link that up, man. And I'm gonna tell you like this. Get the butter pecan. The what is it? The I think it's butter pecan. Little mini. He make little mini bundt cakes. They're like you can fit it in the palm of your hand.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, but he got this butter pecan thing going on. Get one hot. Put some ice cream on top. You're welcome. I
Ooh,
just I
got
just
you.
I just told you I was 240. I ain't get like this because it make my shirt look good. So you mentioned prime time earlier, and me and you, like I said, we had this conversation. I had to stop you before we start giving away free money.
Yeah.
But go ahead, jump into that, man, because I'm curious to see where you at with that.
Man, listen. So I hop online and I see a recent interview
Mhm.
that he was doing. And what's funny to me is the people who actually put this video out, you could tell that almost every party they were just ready to respond and not even trying to understand or comprehend where he was coming from. So, long story short, basically Prime was saying that when he recruits, he's looking for something. It's a certain type of young man he's looking for. He said when it comes to like his defensive line, offensive line, he says he's looking for young people, like young men that may come from them single parent homes, with the goal to retire mama. And he goes, but when it comes to the quarterback, he's looking for young men that possibly come from two parent homes. Now, what he never said was only. So he never used the word only, but I completely understand where he's coming from. So, of course, you have people chiming in, oh, this is trash. Oh, he should be ashamed of himself. I mean, just going in versus understanding what he was saying. First of all, let's back up. If you're not a sports fanatic, if you haven't taken the time to study certain players, don't comment. Because if anyone knows anything about Deion Primetime Sanders, that was his mantra. I'm going to retire my mother. Even when you heard his Hall of Fame speech, he went on and he talked about how his mother actually, I want to say she was in janitorial services in a hospital. And how some people felt like, maybe that would have embarrassed him or they would ridicule her for just not, I guess, making the money that she needed to make or made for whatever reason. This was her job. He made up his mind. I've seen my mother struggle. My mother has sacrificed for me. My goal, I'm going to retire my mother. So when you have a person with that mentality, the only person they compete with is the beast they were the day before. No one is competition for them. They only compete with themselves. So fast forward, look at the man's career. This is a man, if you go, even if you don't know him, just Google him. This man has Super Bowl experience, World Series experience. This man is a commentator. He even had his own reality show from him. Come on now, put some respect on this man's name. So what he was really saying, he's looking for the same hunger that he had. Because how can I turn you into a beast if we're not like-minded? How can you feed from me if you don't believe in the meal that I prep for you? So he's looking for someone that he can build because someone built him. And he's looking for someone that has that same hunger. We just said earlier, a lot of our young people of today have a level of entitlement. We don't understand where it comes from. But what Prime is looking for are people who are ready to get up there and make a difference, change the full trajectory of their lives. That's what he wants to invest in. But now when he goes back and talk about the quarterback position, he understood that although his mother was a single mother, he understands that when it comes to being a leader of men, you need to have a level of emotional strength and logical strength completely indoctrinated into your vessel. And so he didn't say only, but he says, I'm looking for guys that come from two parent homes because why? This is where you're getting that kind of energy from. You got that emotional strength, you got that logical strength. I'm a product of a two parent home. So I know the way that I think might not be the way someone else thinks because why? I have that emotional strength as well as logical strength. I have been in positions where I have been a leader of men, and my ability to be able to tap into both of my strengths is what made me just a phenomenal leader. He never said only, but when you're a quarterback, when you're a leader of men, when success happens, you have to pat yourself on the back and say, I push my people to be greater. But when that ball drops, you own it. It's yours. I should have done more. So you got to understand. So when you're a leader of men, you take it no matter how it comes. It is yours to own. So I completely understood where he was coming from. But again, you have so many people who are so quick to want to respond and not comprehend.
Now, in going into that, first of all, I agree with about 99.8% of all that.
Got you.
Only thing I disagree with is the fact that there's a Bear fan speaking on a Cowboy.
Best fan, best fans in the world, baby. Best
Yeah,
fans in the world.
big shout out to Dallas. But no. But getting back into that, one of the things was how it came across my desk was that I got tagged in it. I got tagged in the post, and the
Okay.
post says we're canceling Deion Sanders. I'm like, okay,
Never.
what do he do this week? Because
Right.
I have pretty much I have reservations about how the whole Jackson State Colorado thing played out. Like
Okay.
I don't have the popular opinion when it comes to that.
Okay.
Truthfully, when we get it, I'm gonna get into that second. Well, no, I'll get into that first since I brought it up first.
Sure. Go for it.
I said I feel like he used Jackson State. He sold them a dream that
Okay.
he was going to be in there for the long haul and give this program this big ass facelift, and HBCUs were going to sit there and be in the same conversations with your Power Fives.
Okay.
What he ended up doing, and I saw the game early. Think about it like this. Now you are a Bears fan. Now let me ask you this: are you into college football at all?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you see the difference between Division 1, Division 2, and so on. You
Absolutely.
know that the level of competition in the SWAC and the MEAC is nowhere near Big 10, Big 12, SEC, ACC, and the Pac-10.
Facts. Facts.
It's almost like watching high school and a half, or
Facts.
as somebody quoted to me the other day. I'm not even gonna say that. But me and somebody was sitting there watching a basketball game the other day, and they had some pretty interesting
Oh,
annotations on it. But yeah, it's that big of a difference though.
yeah.
So if you go down there and pretty much if you recruit good enough, and mind you, think about it like this. Now, Prime, when you think about like when we talk about Dion, I'm born and raised here in Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
So when he was with the Falcons, when he was with the Braves, I was here. Prime time was considered an era in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Because not only was he playing for the baseball team, he played for the football team. His talent was good enough to play for the basketball team. It's just that the seasons ran together. So
Yeah.
he had to pick. He had clubs here. He's all in the MC Hammer videos. He's hanging out with the rappers. Dion was a whole entity in
Don't don't
Atlanta.
don't forget his rap song, Must Be the Money. It was terrible. But I got so much dough, must be the money.
That little
I,
dance killed me at the end.
I love Prime. Go ahead, Bob. So go ahead.
It was one of those things to where when I heard the actual song he sampled that from, I was just like, I can't even.
Yeah.
I'm here. It
Yeah.
must be the music, and I was like, so what? I need the bad dance to go along with it.
Right.
But yeah, Dion was a whole entity in the city. Dion could have sat next to the mayor in Atlanta at the time. Him and Maynard Jackson were the same person at one time.
Okay. Okay.
So it was one of those things to where I cannot think of a football player at all. You got to think it's hard for football players to get that kind of exposure because they're wearing helmets all the time.
Hmm.
So they're football players. I probably walked past and didn't know who they were
Right.
because they wear helmets. But Dion, to me, Dion is probably one of the few, if only, football players that so transcended the sport of football to where he could have done anything and people would have bought onto it. That terrible rap song, you still remember the words.
I
I
sure
do
do.
too. I
I sure
remember the
do.
bit he kept
Ex-
move right here. I remember him in the Too Legit video, the Pumps and the Bump remix video,
Absolutely.
not the one with the grotto people. I'm talking about the remix video. They
Yeah,
had
the
to make
remix.
that
Right.
separate.
Right. Right. I
Right.
remember that too.
Nah, everybody gonna think about the one with the grotto and hammer with speedos. Not that one, the other one. With y'all raunchy ass, y'all nasty out here. I took the box off for a reason. But Dion transcended sports. Period.
Yeah.
Dion had shoes that people who didn't even follow football bought these shoes.
Because it was Prime. It was Prime.
Dion could have went anywhere and did anything, and people would have followed. So to go to a HBCU, and mind you, we talking about a guy that went to a Power Five. He went to for the state,
Right.
but he goes to a HBCU. It's almost like he sought the path of least resistance. Because tell me this, Parker, even though the great Walter Payton came out of a HBCU, who
Sweet.
was
Back up. Back up. Walter Sweetness Payton.
I said the great? I can't get away with just the great.
The
The
great Walter Sweetness. You got to do
That-
it.
it's like a pimp named Slipback. You got to say it all
They,
together, like a Tribe Called Quest.
exactly,
The
exactly.
great
You say it all
Walter,
together now.
right? Somebody watch the Boondocks, y'all. Hey, but the great Walter Sweetness Payton.
There
I'll
you go.
give him that respect because, goddamn it, hey, look, he was
He's a great one. He's
him
the
and
great one.
first of all, him and Bo Jackson were banned on Tecmo Bowl. Any living room, he was the first Madden room.
What?
But you got to give it to. I got to give Walter Payton. I got to give him. I got to give it to him.
He's a great
But
one.
nobody was tearing down doors to run back to HBCUs,
Right.
whether it was the
Right.
coach or what have you. Dion saw that as an opportunity that if I want to get me a Power Five coaching job, I'm gonna have to do this first. It's almost like if I want to be a teacher, maybe I got to be a sub or a parent first.
Okay.
Speaking for somebody
Okay.
I know.
Right.
Hold up. There we go. Right there. But so and I felt like he knew with his name what kid as a defensive player, no, not even as a defensive player, whether you were a aspiring wide receiver or an aspiring cornerback, would not sit there and take advice from Dion.
Well,
He
let me ask
played
you.
he played at a high level at both positions, did he not?
Right. Well, let me
One of
ask
the
you a question.
okay.
Okay. I hear what you're saying, and I'm to a certain extent, I'm agreeing. Here's where we're going to agree to disagree.
The disconnect. Here we go.
At what point now? I remember because again, I love Prime. So I remember his first day at Jackson State. I remember when cameras were on him and cameras were on him as definitely with him and his lady. Shout out to the beautiful Miss Tracy Edmonds, but their cameras are around.
Wait a minute, you talking about Babyface ex-wife?
Yeah, that's his fiance. Yeah,
That really happened?
they have been together about 10 years.
He didn't tell me that on the phone.
Whatever,
Now,
whatever.
mind you, I don't have his number, but that's beside the point.
Prime and Tracy have been together for about 10 years, or
You know,
probably
because I
more.
remember it was at one time between him, Eddie Murphy, and Babyface. It's like they were doing wife swap every week, and then a Spice Girl showed up. It got really weird with those
But
three.
I will give Dion more credit because he actually you didn't hear about a lot of foolishness going on with him. You heard, you knew that he was married twice, from my understanding, But
Mhm.
past that, you didn't see him being attached to this woman, that one. Now I'm sure, come on now, he's Prime. If nothing else, he's a man. So I'm sure he's had his other dates here or there. But no, I mean, yeah, you didn't really hear about his personal life past his second wife Pilar, and then you heard about him and Tracy began to date. So yeah.
But I,
Now,
I just remember at that time period, it was like I said, it was between Babyface, Eddie Murphy, and Dion, and their ex-wives was like running in a circle and then in a triangle, and then I think somebody ran an option, and then the Spice Girl showed up, and I got confused, and I just said, you know what, this is harder to keep up with. We got bigger problems like quarterback.
absolutely. Right.
Yeah, I think Tony Romo was still the quarterback at the time, so we had really big problems.
You know what? Tony Romo is just
Mm-mm.
he's just born to be a commentator. He just had to go through that. He had to go through that process to
No,
get
no,
where he
no,
needed to be.
no, 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 no.
Because he's a
You're
commentator.
not gonna abuse me for 14 years, and then all of a sudden you saved, and I'm supposed to forgive you.
Well, here's the thing. Look at what Matt Stafford did to Detroit. 12 years of nothingness. All of a sudden, you get in someone's ear pretty much as if you're trying to sell them a dream. Oh, well, you know what? I can do this. So this fool stacks a team, goes to LA. Now you're supposed to win. You're supposed to win when you stack a team. Come on now, Stafford. But then what did you do? You just did a nice little wife swap between him and Goff. Now, Goff very much is what Detroit needs. And of course, Detroit's a rival, but come on now, let's be real. But anyway, I digress.
But I mean, we talking about that situation right there as far as stacking teams. It didn't work for Brooklyn. Big shout out to my Knicks fans, anyone that's left. Y'all stuck
Right,
with Ben Simmons.
right. It's like they're Nets fans. That's a thing.
People from Jersey. People from Jersey.
I got you.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I
But
got you.
so go back. You were telling me about our disconnect with Dion and the
Okay.
whole Jackson State
So
thing.
here's my thing. So okay. So during that time, during that time
Hey,
when
Tina Cheatham in the building. I got that. I got that fan last week, and she came back a week later. Yeah, you
oh,
Tina.
wonderful. But during that time, yeah, during that time when he's interviewing, and I want to say Tracy put her purse in his office. Her doggone purse was either it was stolen or items out of her purse were stolen. The first day they're there, how many times? How many times does this man get to be vandalized from his jewelry, his office, things that belong to Tracy, his sons? How many times is he supposed to deal with? How many times are he supposed to deal with just senseless theft? And how are you even getting into his office? How many times is he supposed to fill those stands where people are coming to watch him coach? Come on now, keep in mind the man had surgery to get two toes amputated so that he can pretty much save his leg. The man is out there in a wheelchair coaching his team. How many times is this man supposed to be on the field not knowing what's going on in a locker room? How many times is he supposed to keep dealing with the fact that Jackson State did not live up to their end of the deal? He was supposed to get a percentage. He was supposed to get a percentage for, I want to say, so many seats that he was filling in those stands because that wasn't going on. That wasn't happening prior
Hell
to
no,
him
it
getting
wasn't
there.
happening.
Yeah, that wasn't happening prior to him getting there. So how long do you sit here and you're not protected? Your belongings aren't even protected. Things that they were supposed to things that they were supposed to pay you based off of what your agreement was. How long he supposed to sit there? He loved those children. You can't tell me. He loved those children. He gave it 4 years. You don't give anything 4 years that you're not trying to build. You don't give anything 4 years that you don't love. And what I truly believe
What
is
you mean, like high school?
outside of that,
Don't
but
listen to me.
but but what I truly believe, because I mean, I don't believe Colorado is his last stop. I don't. I truly believe what God is doing in the life, and I could be wrong, but I truly believe God is allowing him to open doors for other people. Because you see that when he left, there was someone that was on his coaching staff who has been there, who is now the head coach. So I think he brought the exposure that this HBCU needed, and he was able to let people know, hey, and it's not so much of putting HBCUs on blast, but it is important to say, okay, all of you former alum, where are you? Because these kids need this. This school deserves that. Now you went on, you got an education. Why aren't you giving back? This is what we need. So how do you have someone who didn't go to an HBCU who's now trying to take a HBCU to the very next level? But how long? But honestly, how long do you sit there and your locker room was being vandalized? How long do you sit there and they playing with your money? I don't know too many people who gonna stay anywhere and they're playing with your money. I don't care who you are. He gave it 4 years. And even after 4 years, he stood there like a gentleman and announced the next coach that was coming. He gave them, so he's fully engulfed. He's fully supported. He's fully supportive with everything that happened. So my thing is, no, let's tell the truth. The man gave 4 years and it was not easy. And then not only that, he brought his children. Think about that. He was invested. If you don't know anything else about Prime, he is a father. He is a heck of a father. He believes in not only being there for his children, but children in the community. So if you bring your children to this school, I'm sorry, you believe in the program. You believe in it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I could be wrong because I will be the first one to say that I'm intelligent. I'm one of the smartest people that I know, but I'm not an expert on it on everything. But I'm sorry, you're not bringing your own children into a program that you don't believe in. I'm sorry, you're not.
I have to look at the other side of the coin on that because okay, the same way Dion couldn't just walk into a D1 Power Five and coach, was his son at the level to where he could walk in a D1 Power Five and start at quarterback?
I
Like
mean,
what was his grades like? Because that's the part that never gets talked about. When we talk about prospects, we always talk about athletic ability, but I remember, and I'll tell this story. I went to Georgia Perimeter, right? Oh, by the way, big shouts out to my boy Jay Shells in the building. You know, when 9/11 happened and I didn't go to the military, he did. So big shouts out and salute to that gentleman.
thank you for your service, sir.
Absolutely. I got Tina in here. Let me get out there jump in the chat because it's starting to get back to exactly. I'm here to help fix the program and you steal from me and my family. I mean,
Thank you, Tina. Thank you,
hey,
Tina.
y'all get
Yeah.
the bill. Y'all get the
No.
bill.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I
Nick
mean, I
Saban ain't had
bring.
nothing stolen out his locker room off of just saying, well,
I
you're
mean,
still in Alabama and you get your hand cut off. Like they still have those laws on the books. And people love their hands. How is she gonna
right.
steal?
I mean, but yeah, and the thing is, uh, what he said. Oh, appreciate that, sir.
That autocorrect is a motherfucker because you went from Ms. Parker to mozzarella. I love it. I love it.
Right, but
I got I got Miss K Duplessis in the building. What's happening? Yo, that lady does a lot of things. Like she is what's that thing you said earlier? Youth development coordinator. I keep
youth
messing
develop
it up.
youth development professional.
She do that.
Agony.
Yeah, she do that too. She do
Hey,
she do a whole bunch of stuff though. It just
shout out to shout out to you, Miss K.
absolutely, absolutely. Big shouts out and salute to you, ma'am. It said we got to create a donation for Agony chair. Yo, I just ain't put my rug over it. I had a rug, all right, it got washed, and I just didn't put the rug back over the chair. Y'all finna get it off my chair. This is the original chair from 2 years ago. This is like dope show vintage right here.
He said it needs some milk. Hey, we having fun. I'm
That's
loving
what
it.
that's what we do. That is the premise of the dope show. Like
It's dope.
I literally took that aspect from the DTTO show, just ran with it. Yo, we're having fun and we're gonna kick good shit in the process. You know what I'm saying? But going back to that, it's one of those things to where Dion's name holds bells. It rings bells in arenas that a lot of names don't. So
Absolutely.
I remember them bringing up the fact that oh well he had Under Armour for the uniforms and he had um this company I think it was like Home Depot came out and like totally redid the facilities or
Yep.
whatever.
Hmm.
Dion is the type. Dion and Obama can make calls like that and they will hit every time.
Well, let
People
me
will
ask you
say,
a question. Let me ask you a question.
well, could Obama
Do
do it?
no,
Absolutely.
no. Let me ask you a question. Do you make those phone calls? Do you bring those connections along with you if you were not vested?
Yeah. It's possible. Here's why I say that. Because you have them to use. Now, if the thing is, if I'm going to work in this place, I have to make it comfortable for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Let me call some of my friends. Look, let me call 555 phone number and hit some of my people. Like, yo, Home Depot. Yeah, I got my boys out here got to practice, but this field looks like shit. All right, come fix that. Boom, got it.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
yo, these uniforms. I see the dude with a left sleeve and no right sleeve and a hole in the middle where his number's supposed to be. Boom, Under Armour. Got you. I'm pretty sure Team Meals, Subway probably sponsored those because And if we're talking about him not getting paid, Dion's probably richer now than he was when he was playing. He's one of
I'm
those
sh-
type guys.
I'm
Dion was the
sure.
as a kid, Dion was the first person I heard about getting a signing bonus, like what they call guaranteed money now.
Mm-hmm.
When Dion signed with the Cowboys, I want to say he signed on something like 3 years, maybe I think it was like 3 years, 60 mil, and he got 15 up front. Who was getting that in 1995?
No one. However, he's still a father. he has children that he needs to ensure that they have everything that they need. So just because he has money, you don't play with his money. So no,
I
no.
get that. I get that. But let me ask you this: could his quarterback son? And first of all, hey Shells, whatever. I got you, Shouty. I got you. We gonna get together and get some of that youth development because that's what we be doing. We be developing youths. But it's one of those things to where if I knew my son didn't have Pac-10 grades, because you gotta look at
Hmm.
some of the schools in the Pac-10. Pac-10 has some schools that I would go to just to graduate from, and I've never played a down of football. But you
Okay.
gotta think the Pac-10. You got USC, you got Oregon, UCLA, you got Stanford. Like Pac-10. Did his son have Pac-10 grades? Dion
I
got a
mean,
Pac-10. Dion got a Pac-10 face, and he can walk you into anywhere he goes because
but you
he's Dion. You
but
get
you
what I'm
know,
saying?
but you know something about Prime and the fact that you know his style of parenting is quite similar to that of Shaquille O'Neal. They have the resources, but they have a expectation of their children. You're going to do what you're supposed to do. Why? Because you don't go hungry. Your mom and your dad, they're not out here struggling. So what else do you have to do but to focus on your academics? So even
The
though
whole
we
what's
don't,
your excuse?
yeah, exactly, there's no excuse. So
Hmm.
although we might not have his son's report card available, something about just the way he parents tells me that no, his kids had to have what they needed, because even they don't come across as spoiled brats either. So exactly, yeah. Thank you, Miss Tina. There were no handouts. You had to earn everything that he gave you. I mean, even if you I follow him on Instagram. Even some of the jokes that they crack on their dad, Prime is kind of cheap. So he's not just shelling out money. No, no, Prime is he is
Hey,
definitely.
he must have got into that phase later in life because I remember Prime was the flashiest dude.
No, no, no,
Who runs a 40 wearing all that kind of gold?
no, 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 no. No. Hear what I'm saying. He had an image that he had to uphold for himself.
Because he
That was
created it.
that right, because he created the beast that he was. He created. He was self-made. But now, when it comes to, he understand though, he created that beast because he had one goal. I gotta retire my mama. In order for mama to be retired, that means that I gotta make sure that she don't want for anything, whether it comes to a car, a house, money in the bank, whatever. So I have to replace that's whatever salary she's getting at the hospital, 30, 60, and 100 fold. I got to make sure she's good. So keep
Mhm.
in mind, if you are running down the field with all this gold, what's going to happen? People going to tune in. If you sitting up there and you tell them people that you prime time, people going to tune in. So he created this beast because he had one goal. I got to retire my mama. Now, once that happened and he became a father, what's your goal? I'm good. You're not struggling. So I know the expectations for Shiloh and is it Shadoa and I forgot his daughter's name. They probably got 5 children, but I know the expectation for his children were high. You ain't even got to try to research that. I just know the kind of father that he presents himself to be. He
I
had
get
a
that.
goal. So
I
people had to tune in to see him to make his money because mama can't go without anymore. Mama made sure I'm good. She can't go without. My kids have never missed a meal. They've never missed anything. But if you see him, them kids might ask him for 40 bucks. He wants to know what for. What you need 40 for? Prime don't play. Prime cheap. Because why? He can be. So no, put some respect on Dion Prime Time saying, I'm sorry.
Dude,
I
I,
mean,
I I own more than one primetime jersey just because
my
I am a Cowboys fan. So
I
I
have
own more than one. I had
only
one in eighth grade.
I only had one issue with Prime. One. He was never a bear. That's it.
That's why
That's
he
it.
has. That's why he got 3 rings.
That
Well, no, two. Two in the
mm-mm,
possible.
don't
I
do it.
can't. I can't.
Don't do it.
I can't remember if he got one with Baltimore or not. Anybody in the chat, fact check me and let me know if Dion got a ring with Baltimore. I know he got one with Dallas and San Francisco. I can't
I don't think
remember.
so because if I'm not mistaken, Baltimore only has two. So if I'm
Baltimore
not
had two, but I remember he came later in that cycle around that rate. No, I want to say
no,
he had officially retired before Ray Lewis.
okay,
Like,
okay,
yeah, so
okay,
I want to say he got two, but it
okay.
wouldn't have been with Chicago. Chicago's
Watch.
ring is almost my age.
Listen, but guess what? Everybody still remember when it happened. When was your last ring?
90,
Exactly. Ring,
96,
ring.
96.
No,
I
no.
remember.
Yeah, no one. Yeah,
Let-
no one knows, and trust me, no one even knows who you all played to
we played
get that Love Music
we
Win
played
ring.
we played the Steelers and we beat their ass too. I loved every minute of that. My
I don't
older brother
believe that. No
My
one
older
knows that.
brother, no, for real. Like I'll tell you how I remember. My older brother's a diehard Steelers fan, so it was like one of those things. And we talking about like share the wall, like he's on the other side of the wall. So I made my mama I like, we beat y'all ass, cuz."
I love it. I love it. And wait,
Yes,
when I,
yes.
I think I shared with you. I grew up in a house built for rivalry. I'm a diehard Bears fan. My daddy, God rest his soul, out of all things, was a Green Bay Packer fan. Why?
In Chicago,
In Chicago, when now, okay. So my daddy was born in Michigan, Saginaw, Michigan.
Sag
Then, but
nasty.
yeah, Saginaw, Michigan, but then was raised in El Dorado, Arkansas. So how the heck you go from Saginaw, Michigan, El Dorado, Arkansas, make your way to Chicago where you met the love of your life, fantastic father, fantastic family man, and you became a Green Bay fan. He didn't even like cheese like that. Like what the heck? He didn't even like. I mean, he liked
Oh,
cheese, but not like
but
that.
but you know what else? Wisconsin got beer.
He wasn't a beer drinker. He
Oh
wasn't
man, I don't even know what to tell you. Then I'm sorry.
exactly,
I'm reaching.
exactly.
I'm pulling straws right now.
Exactly. But you know what? Hey, so I was groomed for rivalry, groomed for it.
I mean, you
The
got to think. My older brother's a Steelers fan. My older brother goes back to the days of Bradshaw and Lynn Swan. So it's just like, yo, that ain't nothing but hate right there.
right,
Right.
right.
I got my boy Kev in the building, man. Yo, what's up? And happy 38th born day to my boy Kev right here in the building. You see that ugly ass goddamn profile pic he got. Look, we both kick y'all ass, so it's like whatever. We take turns kicking the Saints ass.
The ain'ts. But happy birthday.
Yeah,
Happy
definitely.
birthday.
Yo, happy birthday. He is in the city for like a week or so. So we gonna link up, cuz. And oh, by the way, yeah, go Cowboys.
Yeah, go Cowboys, go.
Yeah. I got my boy Big Country 50 in the building. He'll better than Matt Ryan.
Uh,
And by the way, he's a Falcons fan and saying so do what you will with that.
oh, I will say this to all the Falcon fans. Thank you. A couple years ago, you all passed over a homegrown quarterback. Thank you. Because Justin Maputa Fields, we appreciate you. Thank you. Especially seeing how that you all passed over him and ended up with Mariota. And where is he now? Driving a Toyota? You see what I did right there? That was funny. So appreciate you. Appreciate your Falcons.
And the famous words of Biggie, don't get mad, UPS is hiring. Hey, same with me, Butler. Yo, hey, look, I got to witness 3 out of 5 rings. I'll take it. Matter,
Right.
of- yeah, I'll take it. I'll take, yeah, because the other two were like in the 70s, and I just hadn't made it to here yet. Yeah, my parents hadn't even met.
Oh,
My parents hadn't even met in the 70s.
oh, how cute.
Green Bay, man, I don't like to talk about Green Bay. It's just like cuss words come to my mind when I think about Green Bay. By the way, it was a catch. I'm not letting that go. I'm not letting it. Dez Bryant ain't played a down of football in years. I still ain't letting it go. Beer and cheese, but hey, the man like the Packers, but he like neither beer nor cheese. I don't have to understand it. I just nod my head and
My
accept it.
I mean, he ate a little cheese, but my daddy was not a drinker. Pepsi, that's about it. Pepsi and water and orange juice. But that
Oh,
was about it.
I got another Saints fan right here in the building.
Who was that, Miss K?
Yeah,
Oh, poor Miss K. We love you anyway.
I mean all love, except between August and about January.
Hey, hey, that's when it goes down. That's when it goes
All
down.
goes
I,
down. Falcons,
I hate every last one of you all until Super Bowl's over. Then what's good?
absolutely, and it's back. It's back to love. It's back to love. If
Exactly.
y'all notice, I hadn't really heard from her since October, September maybe, approximately about September 12th.
You know,
That's where
see,
you walk. That's where you walk out of one building at 9, and they welcome you to another building by 10:30.
you know, all I know is
I could do this all day. I'm telling you.
all I know is, when it's time to fly, it's time to fly. And we'll just say that. We'll just say that. When something was greater, when something was ready for you that was greater, that's what that was. So
That mug gonna tell me. I'll never forget the last thing you said before I walked out of that bed. Said, you know what? You walk out that bed, you go get your job. Okay.
I mean,
I was
hey,
instructed. Now I'm instructed at this point. I come back with anything less, I'm a disappointment.
I mean,
And
hey,
hey, you can't walk around with a shirt that say "Stay dope" and be a disappointment. It's not the way.
right.
Oh man, he bringing up old shit. Remember the Falcons traded Brett Favre? I'm
I
gonna
mean,
be, but Brett
well,
Favre
hold
was
on.
a cokehead back then, though. See, Shells, you
But
got to remember, like he wasn't the Brett Favre that you know. This dude was in Buckhead snouting powder. He
but
popping
can
pills.
can we be real? Well, see,
Mhm.
we want to be so quick to wanna, or we canceling Dion. Why we ain't cancel that food? Give the people
And you know
Mississippi,
what?
give
I didn't
the
get back.
folks of Mississippi back their money.
I didn't
Hell,
get back to why I didn't want to cancel Dion and why I looked at the dude like an asshole when he said that. The thing is, I understand as a coach what Dion was saying. Now,
I
like I
agree.
said, I've never played a down of football, but I know science and I know the science of the game that we call American football.
Absolutely.
Now by trade and on paper, I am a wrestling coach. However, I know what's called competition. What Dion was saying is that there's a different dog in these players. Look at the position Dion played. Dion had to be a thinker. And
He
if
had
you
to
were
be a
and for those who were alive to see Dion play, it wasn't about hard hits. It was about outthinking the man in front of him.
yes, it was.
And Dion, outside of a few guys that I could think of that were safeties, not corners now, we're talking safeties. A safety see the play from when it starts. Dion has to react to the play as it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So that discounts like you could say Rod Woodson, but Rod Woodson was a corner. He was a safety. He's watching the play from down the street. That's hindsight's 2020, but he's in front of it.
Right.
Dion has to adjust right here on it. And
Facts.
Dion was up there jumping routes. Now he's doing a lot of the stuff that we seen later that cornerbacks are doing, shut down corners. Dion was that one. Was that one outside of the Mel Blunt days, and I wasn't even old enough for that. But Dion had to be a thinker.
He had to be. It still is.
And Dion also played wide receiver. He had to be a thinker because now I'm on the other side and I got to outsmart a dude that's probably thinking like me playing corner. Dion had to be a thinker. Dion running punt return. Dion running kickoff return. Yes, he had what 4.240 speed in the 90s, which was unheard of back then. But Dion had to also be a thinker. So he's
Mm-hmm.
saying that these guys that are playing what we call skill positions, your cornerbacks, your receivers, your quarterbacks, your running backs, these guys have to be thinkers. Even your safeties, even your
Mm-hmm.
linebackers. Your linebackers have to be able to read a play before it happens. Your linebacker has to read a play just based on the formation.
Mm-hmm.
But I know one thing I know about coaching defense is that offensive formations are made for deception.
Ooh, ring that bell. Ring that bell. That was deep. Say that
And
again.
offensive formations are made for deception
I love it.
because I got a safety watching me. I got two safeties watching me,
Mm-hmm.
three linebackers, and potential 2 to 3 corners. I have to make it look like I'm going to do one thing, and I have six other options.
Absolutely.
So Dion
Absolutely.
is saying that these guys playing these skill positions have to be top level thinkers.
And they have to be hungry. You have being a beast is not something that you can be taught. It's who
Oh,
you are.
it's in you. It's
It's
in you.
in you. So his job is to bring it out of you, but it
Well,
got
we
to be there. It
whether
has
we
to be
call it
lying. It
whether we
has to
call
be
it like
lying
Mike
there.
or we have to we call it Mamba mentality. It's the same thing. It's just
It
that inner
exactly.
beast.
It
Now,
has to be there. If it's not there, it cannot be taught.
no, you
His
can't teach
job,
that.
yeah, his job is to show you how to use it or to pull it out of you. But if you not hungry, if you feel like, nah, I played football because it was easy. He don't want you. He wants a reflection of himself. And who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Especially, come on now, you're not playing for Bob Snow, the new coach of whatever. You playing for mother effing prime time. He
I'm gonna
knows who he is.
I'm
If
gonna get
you
to it.
playing for me, you got to be the beast that I was, that I am. The man still coaching. He 8 toes down. Come on now. Most folks would
I
be in
bet
a
you,
boot,
and
hopping around.
I
Man,
bet
that
you
8 toes is still moving.
with 8 toes, Dion could still probably run sub 540.
Exactly. So listen, so anyone who disagrees with what he say, suck a butt cheek. Because let's be real. You don't know. You don't know Prime. You don't know the beast that he was and the beast that he is.
I'm gonna be honest
He
with
has
you.
to build something.
The
Yeah.
people that are disagreeing are probably people who've never played a sport or had that coach to bring that beast out of them.
For all facts. All facts.
And,
Because if because it
and the thing is, when I get when he got into the whole thing with the linemen have a different kind of they have to have a different kind of dog in them.
they
You
do.
have to be willing to kill the man in front of you, not literally, of course, because it's stuff going around the news right now. Is brothers facing charges left and right? That
Right.
ain't what we talking about.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
you
Right.
have to
Right.
be able to think in your mind, this man in front of me is stopping my mama from getting the house. My mama in the projects. My mama working third shift at Grady. I gotta kill this dude in front of me. That's the hunger that you gotta have on that line. That's why we call it the trenches, y'all.
Man, let me tell you, one of the greatest defensive men ever played the game, also a Hall of Fame bear, Mike freaking Singletary. Mike Singletary had a thing where every time he suited up, he was going to end his game with blood on his uniform. And I guarantee you that blood wasn't his. He was a beast. Earl
Mike,
Acker
Mike,
was a
Mike,
freaking beast.
Mike Singletary
So
was next
come
level.
on now. Earl Acker. And there's someone else we don't give a lot of credit for, but yet we still see his play being done throughout the NFL is Charles freaking Peanut Tillman. When you had Lovey Smith, and I love me some Lovey, but Lovey, after a while, Lovey was just predictable. So I love him, great guy, but hey, we dealt with 9 years of duh after a while. But we did. But Lovey had one thing: force the fumble and recover. That was his thing. Force the fumble and recover. What came from that? The freaking peanut punch. Who the heck punches a ball out of his opponent's hand? No one but that freaking Charles Tillman. And when you see that done in today's game, you even hear the commentators yell, "Oh, the peanut punch." No, it didn't hit. Put some respect on that man's name too. But I digress. Going back to Singletary, he was a beast. I'm going to play this game, and every time I play, I guarantee you, I'm going to have just a whole host of blood on my uniform, and I guarantee you, not one drop is going to be mine.
I
That's
would
what we got. That's what we got to get back to.
I would give Lovey Smith this credit and the Chicago Bears. He was the first person that if my dates are correct, he was coaching the Bears when they purposely schemed around Mike Vick. Now nobody had ever seen anything like Mike Vick when he got to the league.
Mm-mm,
Nothing's ever been like that.
mm-mm.
Now every other black quarterback to Mike Vick. Every other, because you got your God damn, I'm looking at the dude in my head, Kansas City.
My homie.
Mahomes. Yeah, you got your Mahomes, but then you got your Lamar Jacksons.
Yeah,
But at one time, there was only one Mike Vick.
it was
The
one Mike Vick.
Bears were the very first team that schemed around him and shut him down to nothingness.
I remember that.
I remember, and I was, and mind you, I am not a Falcons fan. Never have been. Never have
Why
been.
would you be?
Born and raised here in Atlanta, but I grew up a Cowboys fan.
Got you. How
But
did that happen?
I could tell that story. I love telling that story. So I'm pretty sure they didn't have this in Chicago because your fan base was a lot loyal than the Atlanta fan base. But what we
Perhaps.
used to have here was called blackout games. So if the stadium didn't sell out, they would do what's called a blackout. So they wouldn't show the game on TV. If you're not coming to the stadium, you're not watching it for free at home. So three
Really?
things used to come on Sundays. Let me tell you the three things that used to always come on Sundays at 1 o'clock when the Falcons would be playing the empty stadium downtown. Whatever whoever the Cowboys were playing, whoever the 49ers were playing, and MASH. Now MASH is boring as shit. But I watched the Cowboys, I watched the Niners, but I fell in love with the Cowboys, and that just
Okay.
happened to be the year they won the Super Bowl in
Okay.
'92.
I got you.
So I ran with that. I ran with that. And so I just been running. I'll say I was single digits at the time. I just ran with them and we've been together ever since. It's
Okay.
been somewhat abusive in the last 20 years, but you know what? They still love me.
It's a toxic relationship, but we love it.
Dinner motherfucker. But okay, let me bring up something that you mentioned earlier. And I've always heard this, and it's so interesting. You being from Chicago, you bringing up Michael Singletary.
Shout
Uh,
time.
hey, there you go. I've always heard that some of the best athletes would make the worst coaches. Here's why. It's because that dog, that hunger, that mentality that they had that made them great, you would want that out of 50 guys. Or if you were basketball, you would want that out of 15 guys. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of those things. It's like you said, you can't teach that. It's kind of innate. You see what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
let's take a step from Mike Singletary for a second because I really felt like, truthfully, Mike Singletary was just in the wrong position because he almost messed up a good thing in San Francisco, and we later saw it.
But you know what? It's funny that you say that. One thing that a lot of people don't realize is uh, Chicago fans have a special love for the 49ers, all because he did go over there. He did go to the 49ers. He did kind of change the trajectory of that particular franchise, like you said. But when you're looking for you in players that aren't you, he was just too hard in their opinion. But he understood what it took to get to the big game. He understood what it took to be relevant. And by the time he steps down, and he becomes a coach, you got a totally different generation coming in where mamas are wiping noses at 18, 19, 20 versus nope. Now versus you bust your ass at 5, get on up, you okay. So this is what he was dealing with. So then now he's considered to be too hard. But come on now, he was a monster. He's a monster of the midway. He's
But
trying to,
here,
but now go back, kind of goes back to Prime. What is Prime looking for? He wants to find his likeness. Because other than that, you're gonna do the whole Singletary with me. You're gonna think I'm too hard. Players like that have to find their likeness. They have to,
I,
because that's the only way they're going to be relevant. I can't work with you. I can't work with you if we're not like-minded. I can't build you if I don't see me in you. I have to see my reflection. And that was the biggest thing that he didn't do. When Singletary went to the 49ers, his reflection was not in San Francisco. It wasn't.
here's where I see the discrepancy there. I got Marco Key in the building. That's that Jackson boy. He a nut. Pay attention to him, but don't look too long. Don't stare.
Don't
Marco Key,
stare into the light.
The light. Marco Key, what's good with you, boy? Here's where I think the disconnect with San Francisco and the Singletary happened. Singletary was a defensive minded guy. He
Still
played
is.
for a badass defense. Bad meaning good, like Michael Jackson said. You know what I'm saying? So they were all but willing to write off Alex Smith. I said from
Mhm.
the beginning, Alex Smith is not a bad quarterback. But I cannot sit here and truly believe that someone who is all the way defensive minded can truly groom a quarterback, a good quarterback.
I agree.
Now, we saw the difference when he got a former quarterback, a former NFL quarterback in Harborough as now his head coach. I don't think Singletary was a bad coach. I just don't think he was a head coach.
I agree.
You have to be able to
I
think on
agree.
two sides of the ball. Now, Prime, here's the thing: Prime's played both sides of the ball. Prime's played wide receiver. He's one of the best punt returners, one of the best kickoff returners. You know what I'm saying? And he was a corner. So
Outside,
as a
outside of
cornerback,
my boy that just got robbed for the, I gotta say it. He was one of the best outside of my boy that just got robbed again for the Hall of Fame. I don't know who in the hell. Sorry, mama, if you on here, I had to say hell. Who in the hell is behind these
heck,
Hall of Fame picks? But how does Devin Hester not make it into the Hall of Fame for the second year? He was the baddest to ever do it. Now, I will say, by the time Hester made his way to Atlanta, I don't know. Maybe he got a hold of Waffle House. I don't know because he wasn't himself.
hey, what we're not gonna do is besmirch the name of the
Man, I can't.
nutritiously,
I can't.
deliciously
I
Waffle House.
can't. I can't do it. But seriously, how? How? Second year in a row, how's he snubbed? How's he snubbed? Best to ever do it.
I'm gonna be
How?
honest with you. I'm still waiting on Robert Mathis to get his nod.
Man, who you telling? You know,
But Robert Mathis is hometown. That's Decatur. Magna High School in the building. Big shots
is
out.
it is it Decatur or Cater?
It depends on where you from. I'm from the South, so yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you
spelled
from Cater.
yeah, I'm from Decatur. It's spelled tour, but it's tour. What? I don't even know how to post this on the screen. Be prepared to laugh, by the way. I'm gonna go ahead and post it. Because
What's that?
I post when my guests got dang comment my folks in the chat box, but yeah,
Hold on.
but that's
What?
blasphemy at its best. Exactly.
I
Exactly.
mean, you know what? I would say that he is God's quarterback. We'll say that he loves Jesus, but Tim Tebow, really? Come on, come on, come on, Mr. Shelley, come on, come on.
And I hope he's trolling right now. I
I
really
mean,
hope he's trolling. Because you know
what?
what? I got a crew, you know what I'm saying? My nerd crew, I call them Gamers Alley, and they come through here quite frequently. And they like to troll.
Well,
They
here's the
like to
thing:
troll.
if
Like
he,
another
here's,
troll comment.
here's the thing: if he gonna shout out Tebow, then I gotta shout out Sexy Rexy, Rex Gross. I can't even say it with a straight. No, no, we're not even gonna say Tim Tebow was a good quarterback. He is Jesus loves him, but no, no, keep moving.
Oh, okay. I got a question for the chat for you, man, Parker.
What's that?
There you go.
Okay, I don't have any words. I honestly don't. I there needs to be a more. There needs to be a solid committee. Now, this is my belief when it comes to the Hall of Fame. If you have other Hall of Famers like that, this is to me, and I could be on the island by myself. But one of your duties as a Hall of Famer, you should be for the next 5 years be required to sit on a committee that you can pick a party of your peers because you know what it took to get that gold coat. You knew what it took, whether it was individual or you being a pillar on your team. But there are a bunch of people that should be in that gold coat. And there's a whole lot of folks, well, how the heck did you get there that soon? First round, first ballot. So, I mean, honestly, I don't really have a whole bunch of words because I'm not happy right now with Devin Hester not being in the Hall of Fame. He
Wait a
was
minute.
robbed
They say Doug
twice.
Williams.
Hold
That's
on.
Doug.
Hold on. I'm going somewhere with that. So I'm not happy right now. So right now, I might not even be the best person to speak on why Doug Williams isn't in there because I'm just angry at the Hall of Fame process right now, period. But I do believe moving forward, it should be a party of their peers, recent Hall of Famers that have to sit on the committee and say, this is what we saw. These are people we played against because there's so many people who are deserving that are not there, and no one can tell us why.
I don't even got no response for that. I was like, you know what my response is what she said.
But yeah,
That and that's real. Like, yeah, we got a Gators fan right here. She a Gators
Gator, hey, listen.
I
I,
can't. But
oh,
and I think about it, going back to the discussion we were having about how certain greats can't be coaches because they're going to demand that them out of their players. Think about it like this. Let's talk about another Chicago sports icon. And I always said this. I always said this. I said this even from when I was young. I was a teenager. That when Michael Jordan retires, he should have nothing to do with basketball
mhm.
because there'll never be another. There'll never be another.
But if you notice, name one NFL, NBA, whatever. Name one coach who is that coach that was also that player. Name one. It doesn't exist.
NFL or NBA?
And okay, think about it. NFL or NBA. Name one coach that was dominant when they played. They were that guy. They were name one. Doesn't
Mm.
exist. I mean,
Mm-mm.
You have Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr wasn't that guy.
He wasn't the guy. Steve
Steve
Nash
Kerr
wasn't
wasn't that
either.
guy.
Steve
You had
Nash
Doc.
wasn't.
You
Jason
you had
Jason
you
Kidd
had
was it? Darvin
you had,
Ham was it?
you had Doc
Uh,
Rivers. Doc wasn't
Tyron
that
Lu-
guy.
Tyron. I'm gonna be honest. Doc Rivers wasn't even much of that guy as a coach.
No,
Doc Rivers fell into some good positions
he did.
because
I
truth
mean,
be told, his first year, the Celtics went 16-66. They were that bad, and then
yeah,
next thing you know, the next year the big three happens, and boom, that's the thing. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Or better yet, um, some
Dude,
may
Deion Sanders ain't coached in the pros, boy. Get the hell on, Marco Key.
some may say argue Phil Jackson, but
I'm gonna be honest with you, LL. Pat Riley wasn't the guy as a player.
no, he wasn't.
As a player, he was not the
No,
guy.
the same way with Phil. Phil was good, but Phil wasn't that guy.
Hold on, look at the team Phil played on. When you got Walt Clyde Frazier, Earl Monroe, when you got
Exactly.
those guys were guys.
Exactly. But think about it. Why
Yeah, no,
is it
sorry, Jason Kidd wasn't the guy.
Jason Kidd wasn't that guy?
He was a guy.
Jason Kidd was light skinned. But
Right,
no, but
right.
no.
Doc Rivers wasn't the guy. Dominique was the guy when Doc Rivers played.
So think about it.
Pat
Think about
Summit.
it.
I'm
Magic,
gonna be honest. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could yay or nay Pat Summit because I don't even remember her playing days.
again, think about it. Why is it that God rest his soul, Kobe could probably never coach. He was that guy.
I always said that.
Jordan could never coach.
Kobe found his niche in coaching with youth girls
With
because
his daughter.
he was a father of young girls.
Yeah,
So
he's a
that
girl dad.
worked. Yeah, hell yeah,
God rest his
hell
soul, he
yeah.
was a girl dad.
But
But no,
but Kobe would have been kicking dudes in it. Kobe wouldn't have been Bobby Knight and guys had he had actually coached in the NBA.
and it,
I'll name a guy who was the guy in his playing days, but as a coach, not so much. I'll name you two.
Who's that?
Larry Bird when he coached the Pacers.
Okay.
Isaiah Thomas.
And how did it end for both of them?
Oh, the coaching side fucking sucked.
Exactly.
but
Why?
they were the guy when they played, were they
They
not?
were the guy. But how did that end for them? Why? Because when you have a level of greatness that is in you, you can't coach mediocrity. You are not even equipped. Not unless now you have to go, then you may have to go through something major, go through some kind of major transformation. But I'm sorry, a beast is forever a beast. It is hard if you that person to go ahead and coach, because the one time you run up on someone that don't give it the all that you gave it. One time you run up on someone that says, "Oh, coach, I got a headache," but yet you got Michael Jordan who played with the flu. Coach, I have a headache. And didn't Kobe playing one time with like a broken thumb or a torn Achilles something?
I think he played with a broken pinky, and
Right.
then he tore his Achilles, took his free throws, and then walked off the court.
Exactly.
Walked off the court.
You can't coach a generation of entitled brats. You cannot, because why? You will catch a case. Everything that you have worked for will just go down in the toilet, because the one time they show up and practice late, you kicking somebody's kid in the chest. Because why? You don't recognize it. You don't understand it.
Because
So
Kobe was in the gym an hour before everybody else.
Kobe was the first there, last gone.
I'm gonna be
First
honest
one
with you.
there, last one to leave.
When I heard the story Magic told about Jordan, and if somebody threw another name out here, I think it's gonna be an interesting name when I throw it up here,
Okay.
particularly Chicago in the builder. But tell the story about Jordan that Magic told, that they were out partying, gambling, drinking till late o'clock in the morning. It's like 5 o'clock, knowing they got a 7 o'clock practice. This is Dream Team era, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get in the gym at 7. Jordan's already in there. So I was like, hey, y'all ready to work? They hung over, they sleepy, they done partied all day and gotta play all night. Gotta play later on today. But Jordan, like, hey, y'all ready to go? We good? Y'all straight?
Exactly.
Jordan been in there smoking cigars, playing cards with him all night. Now,
But
here's somebody that my boys thinks that, was a good coach and a good player.
Who's
See
that?
where you at with it.
That's it. That's all. I stand, you know what? And shame on me. I stand corrected. You're absolutely right. He's the only one. He is the only one.
My boy Marco Key in the building.
Thank you, Marco Key, for correcting me. I should know better. And if this, or better yet, no, we're speaking into existence. When this goes viral, coach, if you see it, my bad. I should have known. You're absolutely right. But you're absolutely right. But there's only one Iron Mike Dicker. He was a beast, and he coached beast. So you're absolutely right. I should know better. So shame on me. I'm going to timeout. Okay, I'm back.
Was it?
Yeah.
Hey, but did you forget about it because he coached the Saints?
Nobody remembers that. No, listen. As far as I'm concerned, he was a Bear, and he coached the Bears. Anything else didn't happen.
Wait a minute, did he have to coach in Chicago too?
Huh?
He coached in Chicago too?
Who?
Ditka.
What? He was the coach.
I remember him playing for Chicago. I don't remember the coaching years.
He was the coach when we won the Super Bowl. He is the coach. That's why I'm saying I should know better. I was alive when we won. My grandmother, God rest her soul, was a Bears fan, man. Let me tell you. Everyone in the family, this was back in the day when you had Carson Perry Scott. When Chicago won, she bought everyone in the family, even my daddy, everyone in the family, Chicago Bear teddy bear. Them darn things was like $25 a piece back in the day. So she had had to have had, man, I think everyone had their own bear. She had to have bought maybe 10 of those jokers.
You still
And
got yours?
she had, my niece got it.
Hey, but it's still alive. It's still
It
alive.
is. It's very much. So it had the little sweater.
Oh, it's the one with the sweater with the bears on the joint. The
It had
blue.
the
It was like
sweater.
blue on blue with the white in the middle.
No. It was all blue with the orange in the middle.
Ah, look, good enough. Good enough. Good enough. I
Yeah,
remember that. Yo, that thing's worth coin.
absolutely. But yeah. They're back home. But she did that. She bought the man. We had the uncut version of the Super Bowl Shuffle. We had several VHSs of the actual Super Bowl Shuffle. Then the cassette of the Super Bowl Shuffle. She even went to KFC. People forget Walter Payton put out a record. It was horrible. Love Your Sweetness, God Rest Your Soul. But he put out a record. You could only get it from KFC. My grandmother bought like 5, 10 of them. And
Are
it was,
you serious?
yeah, listen, when I tell you, so yeah, absolutely. I know better. I stand corrected. Iron Mike Dicker is the only coach to ever be that guy and that coach. Who else? No one else.
Hey,
No
my
one
boy
else.
said Jason Kidd made the cover of NBA Live, so he's
We don't
pissed
even know
about
what
that.
Jason Kidd is. We don't even know if he black, if he white, is he just high yellow? Is
He's
he we
beige.
don't know.
He's beige.
No. Yeah. Yeah, no. He's see-through. No.
Team agree with you. Hey,
No.
Marco Key, you showed your ass, man. I feel like there should be a dope prize for that. However, since we don't have anything, you just get the bell. There you go. There's your prize.
No. But now to
I
go
can't.
back,
I cannot argue that point at this point.
but to go back to that. Look at
Hold on. I gotta find the Walter Payton record now.
you have to. You have to. It was terrible, but I
And,
played it because it was Peyton. It was
and
sweet.
see, here's the thing: as a DJ, I'm a DJ that came up through the old school. I'm a vinyl collector. I collect
You,
vinyl.
you got to find it because I promise you, it was like a thin vinyl and it only had one side. It was a 45, and
I was a
it
45.
was a
Okay.
45, and it only had one side.
What Walter Payton didn't have no B sides.
Walter Payton only had the A side, and you can buy it from Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't know what the correlation was, but that's where you can find the
What they
record.
trying to say? Niggas love fried chicken, right?
I
Gotta love that record. We get the
but,
greasy finger scratching on the record, right?
but that's where you got the record from. But yeah, you got to find that record.
He said, I'm alive when the Falcons win a championship. Look,
We
hey,
won't be. We won't be.
let's hope
And
civilization still exists by then, son. Because
man, listen, we won't be. And I promise you, I'm trying to do the whole Betty White thing. 99 going towards 100, still being here, and we won't be. It ain't happening.
hell no.
It's not happening.
I said chances went up since Matt Ryan gone. I
Now,
can't I can't believe they let that boy walk up to Chicago by himself. I just knew it in my mind. I knew the Falcons were gonna snatch him up in the draft. I knew
but
it. I
let
knew they were.
but let me tell you, when I tell you that, well, see, a lot of people don't know. Well, I'm, me being this diehard sports girl, I have a little goofy thing that I do. I give all of the Bears, because they're my boys, I give them all nicknames. So if you like that player, if you get on the team, if you're on a Bears team, then you become one of my boys. I give you a nickname. And Justin, I saw one lady, she named him on his Bears page, Just Incredible, and I love it. I love that. But for me, his name is simple. It's Puda. That's my baby. That's Puda. Justin Puda Fields. That is it. That's personal. See, I could say just incredible. I could say Fields on in the field. No. When you start giving people names like Mook Mook, Duke Duke, and Puda, they yours. So
Oh,
nope,
that's like
that's
yeah, that's
Puda.
they right there. But you know
That's
what?
Puda.
Do you know where they came from though? The
What's
Just
that?
Incredible. Just Incredible was a wrestler actually.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Anybody in the chat that used to watch ECW and remember the Impact players, check in, man. Just Incredible. He was a white guy, bald head, kind of looked like Stone Cold at about 20 though. Okay,
Okay.
the Stone Cold was 22 years old and was into grunge rock. That would be just incredible. But
Wow.
I think that's funny though. 'Cause she said Puda. Like, yo, I heard that on a song once. My boy was talking about it was the song, my boy. Matter of fact, Saga Boss. Yo, check Saga Boss. We still in the building, check in, man, in the chat. But it was a song he had wrote. He was talking about, yeah, it was, kind of was an LL Cool J kind of vibe. And he said we call each other like Buki and Puda. I was like, oh wait, what the fuck, Puda? Who the, who the hell you love that damn much? You call him Puda?
But that is, man, listen, that's my quarterback. And what's so funny? Yeah, he's a fellow Pisces. My birthday is Saturday. His is Sunday. He is March 5th. That is Puda. And when people say people, I mean, come on now, people literally have ran out of things to do, and they want to sometimes play. I tell people, not play with your mama, don't play with me, but they'll tag me in things like, oh, you see Chicago might trade Justin, get off my page. Because other than that,
I'm gonna be honest with you though. You might want to keep an eye on your front office because they acting like they want to do something stupid.
No, Pooh ain't going nowhere. Pooh, listen. RP and Big Daddy, they know. They listen. When I tell you, I have never been so proud to end our season 3-12. 3-12. That we have never had. Exactly. We have never had the worst whatever in the NFL ever. But for Bears fans to be that excited behind it is one reason. We finally, after years of back and forth, we got a quarterback. Say what you want to say. And our thing is now we have someone that we're saying build around him. Give him some weapons. Build around. Now I'm liking what we have, but we need a veteran center. Build around him. But now our focus, the one thing that we've been known for years, our legacy is where we're really struggling. Our defense has been trash for the last 3-4 years.
That's not your legacy in sucking is being your receiving core. I've never had any receiving
but no, here's something. No, our legacy has always been that defensive mind, that defensive
okay.
team.
Oh, okay. I get what you said because the whole term smash mouth defense came from between Bears, Raiders, Green Bay, and Pittsburgh.
Absolutely. We were known for our defense, and for the last 4 years, I don't recognize it. I don't know who you all are.
Because truth be told, there's people who can run down the defense of that 85 team, but couldn't tell you who the quarterback was.
Now I know that was my boy. That was Jimbo. That was McMahon.
It was McMahon, right?
Huh?
It was McMahon, right?
Jim McMahon, absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
But you're absolutely right. A lot of people can tell you who was on the defense because that's what we're known for. So for the last 4 years, we have not looked like the Bears that I know. So, but we got something. We got a quarterback. The boy is solid. We got a quarterback. So now if we continue to build around him and pretty much take a grenade and blow the defense the hell up and rebuild them, then we'll be what we need to be.
But once again, it's going to go back to one and the same thing. It's going to go back to that lack of receiving core. If you remember the Super Bowl team with the Lovie Smith Super Bowl team, it was defense. It was all defense. Because truth be told, I can't tell you the quarterback of that team.
Sexy Rexy with his
Rich Grossman. Okay,
yeah,
there you go.
His sucky butt. But defense, we all know it was Peanut. We had Lance Briggs. You had my boy Urlacher. You know, if you don't know anybody else, you knew those three for our defense. But you're absolutely right. Who was on offense? You're absolutely right. But now, for the first time in years, we have someone that the boy is solid. The boy is fast. Do you honestly think we're going to let that go? No, not happening. But now what we are looking at, and even you had polls to kind of come out and say, he ain't going nowhere. But what we are looking at, because we do need more solid backup quarterbacks, because who we have, it ain't no, that ain't cutting the mustard. If you can cut mustard, it ain't working. So that's what that's what we need. But Puda ain't going nowhere. Puda bear for life.
I
When I
mean,
tell when I tell
I'm here
you,
for I'm here for that. I even seen rumors flying across the thing that y'all got the number one pick this year, and y'all trying to auction it off.
well, here's the thing. I mean, okay. So again, what Lovey Smith did in the Texans just showed you all what we put up with for 9 years. This idiot had one job to do, and that was to lose. That's all he had to do. Lovey know how to lose. He knows how. Trust me, we had him for 9 years. We went to Super Bowl once. He knows how to lose. He
That
had
was rude,
one.
that was
He,
rude, but keep going.
it's true. He had one job to do. You got the last game. The Texans, all they had to do was lose, and you were going to get the number one pick. We already know that Bryce is set to be the number one draft pick. You had one job to do, and that was to do what you do best and lose. And this fool
Uh,
wins a game and loses his job in the same day. He was worse than Craig. At least Craig got fired on his day off. How you lose and win? How you win and lose the same damn day?
the same way
Nobody
Craig
but Lovey.
that way the same way Craig showed up to pick up his check and then have $200 the next day.
You know what? I thought I was the only one who. I thought I was the only one who didn't. You know, who like? Wait a minute. Why don't Craig have $200? He went to get his check. What did he
Yesterday.
spend it on? What did he spend it on? He was still living at home with pops. So come on, yeah. I thought I was the only one that said that don't make sense. How he don't have $200? But yeah.
Yeah.
All Lovey had to do was lose to maintain the number one draft pick. Chicago, we have enough picks, especially once we got rid of Bull Puppy, who of course that was Roquan Smith. Once he was traded, we got so many picks behind that. We don't need the number one pick. We
Hold on,
got a
go back,
quarterback.
go back, go back, go back, go back,
That's
go
Bull
back.
Puppy.
We just not finna slide past like you would just say that.
That was Bull Puppy.
But you said that everybody got nicknames. Go
Everybody got
back.
nicknames.
What's his name again?
It was, well, see, now he's Roquan because he's with the Ravens. But when he was with Chicago, he was Bull Puppy. Because okay, because he came from the Dogs. And at first, when he first came to Chicago, he wasn't showing up. He was playing like a puppy. He wasn't a dog. So I used to say, all right, Bull Puppy, tighten up. We'll send your ass back to Georgia. I used to always say it. So as he became that beast, the name just stuck with me. Bull Puppy. He was Bull Puppy. Well, shoot, Darnell Mooney's Moo Moo. Darnell Mooney. I'm like, Moo Moo. Yeah.
That is too damn funny. But yo, let's segue right quick because it's something that you brought up, and I was thinking about this the other week. So it's funny that you bring this up. It's so funny that you bring this up. So I'm watching the first Friday, and the first Friday is iconic. It is Black
Hands
American
down.
classic. If you don't know the references, hey Miss Parker. If you don't know Bye Felicia, you know what I'm saying. If somebody say you got knocked the F out. If you don't know these references, your black card
Needs
is
to be
in
revoked.
jeopardy.
Needs to be revoked.
It's in high jeopardy. At that point, you better tell me something like Jesse Jackson's my brother, and maybe that'll save you for about a good 6 months.
Not
But
Jesse.
look, Jesse's a swing vote. You just gotta run with that.
I got
But
you.
nonetheless, I watched the first Friday the other day, and I hadn't seen it in years. I hadn't seen it in so long, and it's one of those things where I saw it so much when it was out. I used to watch that movie so much, I knew it by heart. It was a headache. You know what I'm saying? So I watched it the other day for the first time in probably about a couple of years, and I realized we had lightning in the bottle with that first Friday. What we had was true comedic greatness that could not be captured again. You only catch lightning in the bottle once, if at all. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The second and the third Fridays, while I did love them, I did appreciate them.
No.
What we had in that very first one,
No.
I think about like this. Hold on, I got a shout out in the comments, by the way. Miss Parker, the comment section loving you tonight.
Ah, I love you all back. Hey, hey.
But I mean, I think it like this. Like I said, the second and the third one, while I do like those movies, I do like them. When I
They're
looked at the first one, I think about one in 1995. Where were these people's careers before, and where was it after these movies?
absolutely
Pops is going bang, 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 and everything after that. Even though the bang, bang, bang gimmick actually happened in Boomerang, which
and
was two
Boomerang.
years before the first Friday.
Right,
Bang, bang, with that pussy, right, right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that happened in Boomerang, which was 2 years before the first Friday.
right.
We hadn't seen God, I can't remember her name, but Craig's mama since Amen. You remember Amen?
Oh,
It's
no,
like
not
Maria Hartsford. Is that her
yes,
name?
yes, yes.
We hadn't seen her since Amen. Next thing you know, she's popping up everywhere. Regina
Hmm.
King, we knew Regina King. We knew Brenda. We knew
We
old
knew
girl from
Brenda.
we
We
knew
knew
we knew
Brenda.
old girl from Boys in the Hood. But Friday, boom, she's there. But Terry J. Vaughn is in the movie.
Megan
Like
Good. Megan Good's in
Megan
the movie.
make it good like she a little kid in the movie
I hate him with the big old teeth.
with the
I
big
hate
old hat.
him.
It was just hat and teeth everywhere. Paula
Yeah.
J. Parker's in the movie. AJ Johnson, the guy version, not the girl version. We talking
Right,
about House Party Follow the Drip, not House Party Shireen.
right,
See how I did
right.
that? They were both in that movie. You see how I just did that?
They both in the movie.
God damn, DJ Agony, you all right. But yo, so many people springboarded off that movie, Bernie Mac in '95. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, Tony Cox, the short, the little person guy,
Mr. Parker. Mr. Parker.
Mr. Parker,
God
right?
dang devil.
Hey, if nothing else, that should have been your quarterback. You seen how he put that brick through that back windshield?
Exactly.
I'm talking about landed that thing perfect too.
Square in the middle.
Ah, you know what I'm saying? It springboarded Chris Tucker. It made Ice Cube believable as a writer and a co-director.
Yeah.
It was like so many people. I mean, DJ Pooh on the soundtrack, Tiny Lister as the bully. You got to think Tiny Lister. I saw him on the Christian channel, and he said that he had to embrace Debo because after that he was no longer Tommy Tiny Lister. He
He
was Debo.
he was Debo.
He was
He was
always
Debo.
Debo. But think about it like this: when they were shooting dice, who was next to him in the circle? Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Eh,
Michael Clark Duncan.
Red. I can't remember Red's real name, but the comedian Red.
Yeah.
Yes, like it was too much black star power in that movie.
And think about it. That was Cube's first movie. He didn't have the budget that a lot of people have as their first time rolling out.
Oh no,
Because no,
Witherspoon tell the story. He got what, $3,000?
it's that. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Witherspoon said he got $3,000 for that movie.
Yeah. But they did it because, see, that's why you know that sometimes it's not always about money. You have to know and you have to believe in what you're doing. Because if you believe in it and you know the product is good, money gonna come. You don't have to chase money. Yeah, Ronaldo, right? Yeah, money's
Ronaldo
gonna
Reagan.
come
There
to
you go.
you.
Appreciate you, LF.
Yeah, money's gonna find you. But think about all, like you said, the star power, the people who they had in this movie, all because let's be real, it's cute. It's
And
cute.
and the thing is, like of that whole cast, think about everybody on that cast. Who could you say on that cast was already made before Friday? I had seen just about everybody, except I didn't know who Terry J. Vaughn was.
Yeah,
I saw her in Don't Be a I remember her in Don't Be a Menace, which came after Friday, and then next thing you know, she is Levito Alize Jenkins.
Robinson.
Robin,
Lavita Alice Jenkins Robinson. Was she married? Cedric Jackie Robinson. Yes.
man, from Willacoochee, Georgia.
Yes.
Big
But
shouts out to my people in Willacoochee, Georgia. I've never heard of it, never been there, don't know if it really exists.
right.
However, if it does, big dope shouts out to y'all.
But no, you're absolutely right. Everyone in that movie, they were in the process. They were being, well, with the exception of maybe you may say Regina King in a sense, because she was
Uh,
she was a child, but she was, like that child, she was that child actress. But
but she
you're
had did
right.
Boys in the Hood before that. She had
Yeah,
done Boys in the Hood, and
yeah,
she was hit and miss in a lot of guest spots.
right. Right. But no, you're absolutely right. No one had hit their optimum level yet. No one. Bernie was still Bernie was still doing, some of the comedy clubs in Chicago, but he wasn't Kings of Comedy yet. He wasn't the Mac
No,
Man yet. Far
he was,
from it.
but he was Def Jam though. He had done Def
He,
Jam by
he was
then.
Def Jam, but he wasn't the Mac Man. Yeah. You're
Yo,
right.
how lit was the city when he blew up though?
Man, let me tell you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Chicago is that place where it's just your city. It's so much culture. It's so, I mean, oh my gosh, some of the best food, some of the
Oh my damn. Willa
Willa
Coochie is
Coochie
real.
dough. It exists. Thank you, LL, because wow. Okay, so you know what? Now I'm on a mission. Now I need to go ahead and Google and find out where little Willa Coochie is, because I need to actually go there and I'm curious to know what some of the street names are. Is it like Stain Coochie, Funky Coochie?
I'm gonna be honest. Those street names would probably be address. They would probably be like people's last names and numbers.
Right, right,
She
right.
said, "Thank
You're
Coochie."
like
God
10.
damn it.
You're like 10. But yeah,
Oh,
but no, but the culture of Chicago is just, oh my gosh, it's dope. It really, like the dope show, it truly is. So yeah, Bernie Mac was that guy. He loved his city. He loved the city like I love my city, and what a lot of people don't realize about the Mac Man was he would film a movie or film a special, no matter where he was on that red eye or that next plane headed back home. Number one, he didn't want to be that far away from his wife and didn't want to be that far away from his daughter. But more important, but not only that, he loved
daughter
his
gets a
city.
bell too.
Yeah, yeah, but he absolutely loved his city. So yeah, the dope. I mean, the environment in Chicago is just dope. You might find some people say, "Well, if it's so good, why did you leave?" Well, understand that sometimes your purpose is bigger than you. And I'm sorry, I wasn't that woman. I wasn't chasing a dude. I didn't come down here for one. Your purpose sometimes that God has you to do will take you out of your comfort zone. But one thing for certain, I'm not Miss Park. I'm not the woman that I am if it was not for my upbringing and the culture of my city. Which, by the way, we share the same birthday. The birth of Chicago is March 4th. My birthday is March 4th. I'm just supposed to be a Chicagoan. I'm just supposed to be. So,
There you go.
yeah.
There you go. Hey, you know what? It's one of those things. I got my nephew Spud in the building. He asked, "What will a coochie do?" You treat it right. Whatever you tell it to. That's all I got for
Oh,
you. Whatever I got for you, nephew. Look, just look, talk to it and treat it right.
I guess. Right. Oh, yeah.
God damn it.
I'm sorry, Mom,
Yo,
I'm sorry, Mom,
oh
if
God, I
you tuned in.
forgot. I tried to put my box back up.
Oh, no,
I'm
she okay.
tripping.
That part. That part.
Yep,
That part.
that
That
that,
part.
part-
That
that
part.
part right there. Mid Parker, it is fun, and truth be told, this will not be the last time. If it is, well, it won't be the last time because I know where you work at. I'll come knock on your door.
Oh, whatever. Like I said, oh no, it's not about the last time. We've had too much fun. And also too, quick announcement. Something that I was just running past, just hollering at Agony about. This is not gonna be the last time you see this face, whether I'm here and we just chop it up with Agony, but it has been something in the works for a while. We need to bring back the dinner table. And what that means is, think about if you grew up in a household where everyone didn't have a TV in their room. Everyone didn't have this gaming system in their room. You had no choice but to congregate and sit down as a family and have those discussions about what's going on. How was your day? How's life? How's school? How was work? Etc. Etc. So much was discovered and unpacked at the dinner table back in the day. And now, fast forward 2023, we have so many of our young people who aren't being heard. And it's not that we have bad parents, we do not. But it's because everyone is separate now. People come home from a long day's work. Mom goes in the bedroom, child goes in the bed in their bedroom. Everything they need is in their individual rooms. But where's the conversation? Where is the opportunity just to sit down? And even if you don't have a conversation, but you can look in your child's eyes and see something's different. And not just children, we need to go back to the basics. So many people are hurting, looking for answers, looking for love, looking for whatever. And there was so much back in the day that used to be unpacked at the dinner table. So in saying that, you are gonna see your girl, Miss Parker, as she rolls out her podcast entitled "Bring Back the Dinner Table." Well, we gonna sit back and we talking about everything. I don't care what it is, life, love, whatever. And you're gonna see this guy right here, DJ Agony, on my show as well, because it's so important in today's society that we get a woman and a man's perspective on certain things, because there are so many people who are out here who were either raised with one and not the other, or none at all. So whatever topic we have out there, I'm open to hear what you all want to discuss. But yeah, it's time. It's time for us, especially as the Black culture. We got to do some healing, because we have done a disservice to one another for years, and it has to stop. So yeah, so anyway, shameless plug, had to throw that out there. But
No, no, that was actually your space carved out for you to make said plug.
well, hey,
You
but
ain't
see,
steal you ain't steal that. I gave it to you.
well, appreciate you. But yeah,
No doubt.
but definitely, but no, this is not the last time that you all gonna see me, alongside of DJ Agony. I have fun, and hey, all the people who are saying, "Hey, Miss Parker, hey, back, love you more," and mean it. So yeah,
And it's one of those things, y'all. Y'all like y'all looking at the time right now. We at about an hour 56. At the time where me and Miss Parker were well, we were co-workers. This would be our planning period. Like literally an hour and a half. And I would just stick my head in the door and say, hey, or she might come to try to get some paper. And an hour and a half later, kids coming back down the hallway because we done
yeah,
sat in here and had one of these type conversations. So whenever I just say this, as far as future reference goes, be prepared for the planning period. That is what we're calling it. That's what
that
we're
part.
branding this because it is just that good hour and a half where you know what it grown folks get a chance to talk when we don't have kids and I for the first half of the day, and we're gonna have some more in the last half of our day. Grown folk get to talk about some grown stuff.
Absolutely.
So yo,
And
be prepared for the planning period. This is
the
not the
planning
last time
period.
you will see this face on that side of the screen or this face on her side of the screen. Oh, wait a
And
minute, her side of the screen, right there.
that part.
Right,
That
right,
part.
right.
That part.
So, Mid Parker, do you have you got it set up to where these people could catch the show at, or when does it start?
I will go ahead and probably, make that announcement. My goal is to go ahead and make that announcement maybe Saturday, with it being my birthday. But if not, you'll definitely I'll probably request, can I come, holler at you, or even when you have your next show, hop online and just kind of, throw it maybe in the comments. But it is a work in progress. But the goal is to kind of have it rolling out within the next week or two. It's
Okay,
coming. It's
okay.
coming.
Well, you know what? Anything that you need from right here at the Dope Show, just holler at me. I'm right here, and
Appreciate.
I think that is probably the best birthday gift that I could say that the Dope Show got was to be able to be a platform that somebody else brings off a show on. So just remember when that face blows up, remember the first place you saw it was right here on the Dope Show on the 2 year anniversary. Tell these people where they can follow you, what you got. Well, we know what you got coming up next. We got dinner table coming up next, and I'm a dad, and I want the big piece of chicken.
There you go. There you go. But but yeah, you can follow me. I'm on Instagram, my business page at ESDION Enterprises. You can find me. So that's Instagram. Find me on Facebook under my first name, Stephanie Parker. But yeah, just find me. Just find. Even if you send me a message, just say, "Hey, I saw you on a dope show," because yeah, a whole bunch of scammers out there. Just hey, let's link. Let's link. Let's work, because it is definitely time for us to go ahead and heal our community. We have, yeah, it's time. It's time to undo the things that have been done, in order for us to go back to understanding the beauty of us, the power of us. We got to get back to us. So I'm all for, teachers on teachers. I love it. Shout out to you, Brian King. Thank you for the shout out. But yes. So be prepared for the dinner table. Be prepared for the planning period. At the last time you see us, but I will say, Agony said one thing wrong. He says, when you see this face blow up, no, you're gonna see us blow up. Why? And we taking our people with us too. It's just time. It's
All
time to
day.
go to the next level. We got some things that we need to say. We need to be able to change the lives of people. And hey, this is our purpose. This is our mission. Thank God for it.
No doubt,
So
no doubt. And I appreciate you not only reaching out, but actually making that, because I mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Yo, that the whole conversation and how it played out is it was one of those things that it made me feel like, wow, maybe I'm doing something right. Maybe this is one of those things that I'm
facts.
supposed to do. That even in 2021, 2022, when I said, you know what, I want to take a step back from DJing. And I really, in 2021, I got deep into this, and in 2022, I got deeper. Maybe this is one of those things where this is my next step in progression.
When I tell you this, not to cut you off,
Go
I hate
ahead.
when people say that. When people say, I had to cut you off, and they still do, and they cut you off anyway.
Like, well,
But
why'd you do it?
right, I have to interject.
Okay.
It's so funny when sometimes we want to run away from our purpose. I left the classroom for 13 years. Had a phenomenal career with Boys and Girls Club for 11 years. Loved it. Did case manager after that. I said I would never go back into the classroom. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Where am I? In the classroom, loving it. So sometimes when you try your best to say you don't want to do something, God shows you, that's a part of your role. That's your purpose. That's your platform. So now, Agony, you can't run from it. This is your purpose. This
And,
this
and,
this this
and,
is a part of your platform. So
and,
nope, you can't run from it.
and you know what? I'm gonna tell a story about that, and then we're gonna go ahead and put a conclusion on here. So,
Yeah, because we are
it,
teachers and we are old. We gotta lay it down. Be at work
right,
tomorrow.
and I got to be there an hour before you. Right. So, quick story. I remember it was a radio station, Kiss 104 down here in Atlanta. It was the old school station, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time they were hiring for interns, and I was in school again. I've made a lot of trips through college. Graduated twice, but I made a lot of trips through. Uh, I was. They said they were hiring for interns, and at the time, I was hardcore into DJing, and I was taking mass comm in college. So I said, bet, Kiss 104, that'll work. Kiss 104 told me, and at the time, I think I was like 26 years old.
Okay.
They told me that, yeah, you're not old enough for our demographic. Now, I grew up with the old school. I can go back as far as you can go back as far as old school parenting,
Okay.
as far as music goes. I can go back. I can go back to some stuff that you still hear the crackle and the needle from, and that's from the studio.
Yeah.
They didn't have filters back then. They edited out in the studio. But Kids 104 told me because of my age, I wasn't gonna fit their demographic. And it was almost close to 10 years before I came back in the radio.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's had haven't been off for some time because I had dropped out of college before that. So it's one of those things where if me being a host is more of my thing than actually being a DJ, then well, guess what? Here I am. I'm gonna make y'all tired of my ass. I got a couple of things from the chat right quick. My LF says spell your IG name again because
It is.
she gonna follow you, by the way.
All right, LL. Okay. So it is SDion Enterprises. So ESDIONENTERPRISES. SDion Enterprises. It's actually a play on my name. So yeah,
And you
it's a
know
play on
what?
my name.
Here's what was funny. I looked at it. I was like, yo, did she spell Edison wrong? I'm like, yo, man, Paul could be tripping.
No, okay, so real quick, it's a play on my name. So what I did was my middle name is Dion, Stephanie Dion Park. My middle name is Dion.
Like
So
Warwick.
huh?
Like Warwick.
Yeah, but not with the nose. But anyway,
Damn it.
But anyway, so what I did was I wanted to play around with my name. You know, my name to me is my brand. So what I did was I dropped the E, my Dione. I dropped the E from the end of my middle name and I put that E in front of the S. Because if you look at ES and say it aloud, the vowel consonant blend, what does it say?
It's just
S.
a S, right?
It's S. So it's still S
S
Dion.
Dion.
And my name is S Dion. So that's what it is. S Dion Enterprises.
You know what? And like I said, I'm sitting here thinking you spelled Edison wrong. I'm tripping.
Nope. It's me. It's my brand. It's me.
K Duplessis said, "Live your purpose out loud."
Hey, yes, baby. And that's what we all doing, Miss K. Thank you so much for that.
That is what we doing. So, yo, hey, I appreciate everybody for coming out. Everybody that tuned into the Quick 30 on Tuesday nights. Like I said, it's gonna take some adjustment to get used to the new schedule, which is Tuesday and Thursdays instead of Wednesdays and Fridays. But with great things come change sometimes. These things happen. I change shirts every week. Sometimes I wear this dope shirt, sometimes I wear one of the others. Who the hell knows? Speaking of dope shirts, big shouts out to 710 Print Shop. Yo, for all your dope needs. Just let me know. I let man know. We let everybody know. Everybody need dope shirts anyway. Dope shirts will be coming back soon, particularly around time for the summer. And so, you might see that vase over there with a dope shirt. Who knows? Who knows?
Definitely.
Uh, appreciate everybody. Like I said, remember, Quick 30 is now on Tuesday nights. Dope shows now on Thursday nights. And once we get that together and y'all start back coming in here, it's gonna be ghetto gold, man. Follow me on IG, dope.enterprise. Follow me on Facebook, Dope Enterprise. YouTube, Dope Enterprise. And if you see me walking down the street somewhere, don't follow me because that's kind of creepy. Don't do that. I appreciate everybody for stopping through. My biggest thing is this is the word for 2023. When it comes to the dope show, share, share, share. Hit that share button. And not only you be engulfed in this good dope, share some dope with your friends.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
look,
It ain't
how
no
much
fun. The
fun is
homies
dope?
can't have none.
They had you talking. How much fun is doing good dope by yourself?
Not at all.
Exactly. Every time I was out there in the neighborhood, I always seen them in pairs. But I digress. Different kind of neighborhood. Anyway, I end this show like I end all my shows. Imitation is the sincere form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness. That is Miss Parker. Hey, man, Parker. And that I am DJ Agony. Ain't nothing cool about it. It doesn't roll. It's not the same. They never said that in the movie. But nonetheless, we're dope. We kicking good shit, but we gotta go teach in the morning. So we out. Peace.